we need to discuss encouraging consumption, and that's where a lot of organizations today are leaning into a client or customer-facing developer portal. And there will be some key features that these developer portals provide. First, for example, using Twitter as an example, exposing the pricing model so you can select what pricing model you'd like to opt into as a consumer. Having a sign-up flow so that you can sign up for these APIs, and as well having an experience to explore the API, so that playground experience. Let's take a look at what that looks like from the back end. So what we can see here, starting looking in the middle, is that we've basically put a customer-facing developer portal in front of that fundamental API architecture that we just presented. And from a sign-up flow perspective, it's going to execute a number of things. When a buyer comes in, and we separated buyer from developers because if you're an enterprise organization, that buyer may be an account team and your developers may be an organization. So when that buyer comes in and signs up, what's going to happen? He's going to be registered with the billing provider, and then it's going to automatically integrate app registration with the gateway to generate that consumer, as well as registration with your metering platform to also be able to identify that consumer. And then the developer, when they sign in, will be able to explore the APIs and consume those APIs and charged as needed. Now let's talk about the personas involved in building out this architecture, starting with the technical. We have platform engineers who are responsible for, standing up the infrastructure, that API gateway, the metering platform, and the billing platform. And you also have front-end engineers who kind of know how to integrate all these components and build out that developer portal for you. But last, we can't stress enough that API monetization is not exclusively a technical solution. This is driving business value, which means how do we incorporate the product teams? Their core responsibility is to have access to the API metering platform in order to define how to charge customers, and similarly access to the billing provider to define the pricing models, because these are dynamically, continuously changing features of monetization. Let's move over. Oh, yeah, right. So in summary, API components that we have in a monetization strategy are these four: your gateway and API management platform, your API metering platform, a billing provider, and a developer portal. Let's move over to best practices. And we broke this into technical and business level best practices. So start moving clockwise. Microservices. We can't stress enough that you do not code monetization into your microservices, because this is a rapidly changing ecosystem. From a developer portal perspective, there's a lot of features that you want available to you: brand customization, app registration, customizing the sign-up flow, easy platform integration, because we saw all those components that we need to integrate with. And one of my most favorite that I like to highlight is customer self-service visibility, because we have to recognize that myself as a consumer, I do want to know how much I've consumed of your APIs and how much, anticipate how much I'm going to get charged. Next, security. From a technical perspective, it's important to highlight that productized APIs such as these get more attention from attackers, so security needs to be top-notch. Visibility. Again, productized APIs are now a source of revenue, so outages, poor performance, these matter and these impact the business. Interchangeability. As much as possible, we'd like to avoid tech debt, right? Pick components that work for you and that provide a pluggable architecture. And then from a business standpoint, what are the best practices? Pricing models. Make sure that when you're out there looking for a billing provider, that it provides the pricing models that you need and for your future roadmap. When it comes to metering, similarly, decide what metrics by which you want to charge your customers, and that platform works for you. Easily managed. We, again, can't stress this enough, that monetization is a rapidly shifting ecosystem from a business perspective. So you as a product owner need to be able to access the billing provider and API metering platforms to easily change and operate as requirements change. Self-service. Managing the documentation, onboarding developers, approving applications. These all you need to be able to do this in an automated fashion, almost without having access to your engineers. You need to be able to do it on your own. And last, visibility. Again, you as a product owner cannot improve the API experience if you don't have visibility into how these APIs are being consumed and improve that revenue stream.